made sense, really. I mean, I liked it, great record, but it never made sense until I put it on the iPod.
That's because they took so much acid.
Well, it's all together on the iPod. It's seamless. And so I listened to it one time. I was flying to Europe, and I listened to the whole thing seamlessly, and it was as if I had gotten my mind blown again. It was that when you listen to that whole thing seamlessly, it's more than just a record, two records with a bunch of songs on it. I was getting these messages about, like putting a Nazi sign on my forehead. Okay, we got Wayne. Charles ain't around, so we're going to get Wayne's our headliner tonight. Give it up for Wayne.
Charles ran off. I my guitar if he dies.
Thank you. Charles can still come on after me if he shows up. A Rocky Raccoon stepped into the room. You guys know who was the first non-Beatle to ever play on the Beatles album? Who played on the White Album? Can you tell me who that was? And what instrument he played and what song he played on? The first non-Beatle to play on the Beatles album that played on the White. Eric Clapton, you got it?
But also Yoko Ono was on the White Album as well.
Okay. And what did Clapton play on what song?
Dark Gently Weeps.
You got it. You got it.
And Yoko sang on Bungalow Bill.
Okay, I didn't realize that Yoko was on there too.
She sang on the high mark, and that's very the voice of Ringo and Yoko singing together. It's brilliant.
All right, I learned something tonight. Okay, guys, I'm going to start off with a poem that I used to do at the Audi's Olympic quite a lot when John was in charge over there. And this is written with the greatest respect to the people I mentioned in this poem, most of whom I knew personally. And it's also inspired by several true incidents, and also inspired by a song by Cheech and Chong, a Christmas song even, one of my favorites. So it goes like this. A cooler cat than I. I'm not Frank Hicks. I'm not Joe Hawley either. I'm not Rich Mac in Tosh. Do you mind if I smoke? He was asked. No, not if you don't mind if I fart, he replied. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm not his old lady either. I'm not even the reindeer. I'm not Aunt Viola. I'm not Uncle Sam either. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, I was told. I'm not Doug Hines. I'm not Mother Teresa either. No, I'm not Frank Hicks. I'm not Joe Hawley either. And Frank Hicks and Joe Hawley both played with Bob Wills' Texas Playboys, two of the greatest musicians I ever heard play, and they became friends with them in the last years of their life. A great honor. Anyway, I'm not Frank Hicks. I'm not Joe Hawley either. He was a cooler cat than I. All right, that's the first one, folks. Okay, thank you. Used to do that one at the Audi's Olympic a lot, at the open mic there, and the open mic, 10 o'clock, they had $2 beers, and all these people showed up out of the Tower District for the $2 beers. I wonder why. And I used to do that about 1:30 in the morning sometime there after people had a few of the $2 beers. The next one, if anyone would like to come and play along, I'm going to do your favorite ringtail cat. And anyone like to come out? You know, one time the Who was playing in San Francisco, and Keith Moon was so plastered that he couldn't even stand erect to come out and play in the show. This was at Winterland. So Pete Townsend went up to the mic and he said, "Is there a drummer in the house?" And some dude came up. They had no idea if this guy even had a clue about how to play drums, and played drums with the Who the whole gig there that night. And it tells all about the San Francisco Chronicle, a history of the Who's concerts in San Francisco. So if anybody would like to come up and play along with me, last night at Review Cafe, I had A.S. Angelo, great piano player, and I also had Aaron Olds, drummer, playing with me. So if not, we'll just do it without anyone. So this is about a very scruffy cat that lived down the street from me in Eureka. And you should have seen one time when I brought him a little can full of sardine juice. Man, I was his pal forever. All right. Ring-tailed cat. I'd like to be your buddy. I know you're not a fuddy-duddy cat, just like the other cats who act like you're their mother when you're really just their brother in this crazy world of smother. Say it with me now. Ring-tailed cat. You like to lie out in the alley, far from the other cats who sally, forced to try to find a pally. But instead they meet an alley-oop who knocks them in the head and then leaves them there for dead and won't even give some soup as he leaves with baby boop. Say it with me, friends. Ring-tailed cat. You know you are so scroungy and not even very bouncy. You hardly have an ouncie of strength to move about as you lick yourself and pout and wish you had some trout or a tiny little mousie to put into your little mouthy. To give yourself some food, put you in a better mood, and we wouldn't be so crude to suggest you ought to move from your place out in the alley. Say you ought to find a pally when you already have a buddy who may be a big fuddy-duddy. But at this very moment, and at this very time, he's got nothing better to do than to write this rhyme of you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,